Hello everybody, welcome back to 2CTV, your global news channel. We come to you guys with some breaking news coming from London. Today was a chaotic day in the capital of the United Kingdom. A number of protests in North London, of course outside the Britannia Hotel, the Migrant Hotel. We also had some clashes and at Speaker's Corner as the group of jihadists, as Islamists, attacked British Christians. The police seem to have lost control of the streets in the capital as usual, but they have now issued a Section 42 to ban the protests outside the Britannia Hotel. Those who were there today protesting, apparently their presence was causing alarm and distress to the illegal migrants in the hotel. There's a complete chaotic situation. We're going to show you some videos. Our 2CTV reporter Niak Orbani was there earlier, but also a video showing the police issuing the Section 42A. First things first, when things escalated, we're going to get your reaction to the live chat anyway. This is still an ongoing development, especially when it comes to what happened in Speaker's Corner. But first things first, let's go to the moment things escalated in Canary Wharf. You can see Emma and Jack Hatfield. There we go. Some of them ran away. Yeah, a number of people were arrested earlier. But we do have some evidence showing a video in a bit of the police being extremely violent against some of the protesters. This is when things started to change. The atmosphere completely changed.
Not all of them, you know? Yeah.
Here we go. After this, we're going to go to Speaker's Corner and show you what happened over there. So This was the moment then when the police approached the crowd, even those who were just standing on the pavement. They issued a section 42A, which was to basically ban the protest for at least 28 days, right? Initially, they issued the order to everybody, and I'm going to show you the video. Then they were all over the place. Over the last couple of hours, some of the sources from the police, from the Metropolitan Police, came and said, well, yes, anybody who was there. Then they said, only specific groups. Then they said, well, we don't know how to determine. We recorded it, but, we can't really tell who is whom because some of them were covering their faces. They are completely all over the place. Then they said, well, if you were there earlier but left before we issued, it's fine. They don't know what they're doing. They are basically doing a backtrack right now by issuing new statements because they know it's a bad look what they did. This is the moment the police went and told everybody, including those who were not causing trouble. Because the police initially was, the whole point now, they're saying, no, only those who were causing alarm and distress to the immigrants who were inside the hotel. But not in this video because they basically told it to everybody.
Okay. Right, there's a section 42, right? Section 42 in place of the 2001. You're causing distress or alarm to the resident of this hotel. Yeah, you have to leave now and not to return within 28 days to this area. If you don't, you will be arrested. Okay?
So you're telling me that we're not allowed to come back and protest
For 28 days because you're causing distress and alarm to the resident of this hotel.
Is there any?
If you don't comply with that,
We need the area to be
you will be arrested. So you need to clear out,
I need
please.
the area to sign.
How long do I get? How long do I have?
You need to move. Right? We don't want to,
We just need the area cleared.
we need to clear on. No, you need to clear on.
They seem to be completely all over the place. Initially, the issue was basically for everybody, including those who were just observing the protest. And now they are in complete panic mode right now in Scotland Yard. The Metropolitan Police are like issuing statements after statements saying, well, what we meant was this or with that or specific groups, but we don't know what group. People could come back, but they can't come back. 28 days. They don't know what they're doing because there's a massive PR disaster right now across the media. Meanwhile, the police who are there apparently to protect the feelings of the illegal immigrants inside the hotel can't control what's going on across the city. In Speaker's Corner and at Hyde Park, there was a bit of a chaotic situation earlier. Some of you are now familiar with young Bob from Turning Point UK. And young Bob was debating alongside the Christians, British Christians, with a group of Islamic weirdos. And surprise, surprise, the Islamic side got a little bit angry, got a little bit violent, things kicked off, they attacked Bob and others. Police all over the place. Watch this. Complete mess. That's Bob.
Everybody back now! Everybody back now!
The religion of peace. The absolute state of these people.
He's going mad. The guy with the balaclava is going mad.
Where's the police? According to Keir Starmer, we've had free speech for a long time in Britain. We should be proud, right? Then there's more footage from the moment Bob and other Christians got attacked. We also have just received this video statement from young Bob, which I will show you shortly. Let's go back to Hyde Park. This is life in London in 2025, guys. Okay, so going back to Canary Wharf, Reported by Jack Hadfield this time. The police arrested, obviously, a couple of people. One man was put into a van. Eyewitnesses claim that the police officers need him in the face during the arrests. Let's quickly go to Jack's video and see what happened.
Stay back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back!
That's the person who's been arrested.
Get back! Guys, give us space! Get back! Give us space! No, we don't! No, we don't! Get back! Get back! Give us space! Do not come out of our face! Give us space! Get back! Give us space! Give us space! Give me space! No! Give me space! Give me space! Get back! Give us space! That's all we're asking for! Give him space! Give him
Big shout out to Jack. Just compare this to Speaker's Corner. Look how many police officers are there for this, and how many police officers were at Speaker's Corner. Or weren't. They can't control anything. Completely chaotic. Look at them. I'm going to show you some evidence shortly about the police's behavior.
Carrier to carrier! Corner to corner! Carrier to carrier! Carrier to carrier! Get back! Move back! Carrier to carrier!
People are furious. Oh. Anyway, now, following this, we also did receive this clip from Emma Donwell, reported by her. This is the moment a female protester holding a baby was shoved by the police twice. Things again kicked off from here. It's important to show the evidence of what sort of stuff you're dealing with in London. And then I'm going to show you the evidence that one of the local residents from one of the buildings next to the hotel filmed, where it shows the police punching one of the protesters.
Turn around! Let go of that! Let go of that! Yeah, I've got a You can't touch me!
The officer just pushed that woman over the baby. What's your number?
Yeah, big shout out to Emma again. You can hear that the woman not being happy and asking for the police officer's number. Now, this is the footage that's extremely important. One of the local residents, as I said, filmed this from upstairs in the building. And in the middle of the screen, the kind of bottom left, kind of, we can see the hurdle, the police officers on top of one person, arresting one person. appears to be punching someone. I'm going to show you the full version, but then Jack Hadfield actually zoomed in another clip. I'll show you what Jack has also posted. Let's quickly go to the longer version, bottom left of the screen. Let's go to that. Okay, and now, wait. Just keep an eye on the group of officers in the middle, to the left. Wait, it's gonna come in a minute. When he zooms back in. Wait for the zoom. Hang on. Wait. There. There. Yeah, you can see right there. There we go. We can't really tell which police officer, because they're all next to each other, so that's it's slightly difficult to investigate that. But they do have body cams, so one of them could have accidentally filmed the other one anyway. Young Bob has now released a video statement after the attack on him and other Christians by the jihadists at Speaker's Corner. Let's quickly go to Bob and see what he said, and then I'm gonna get your reaction in the live chat.
The individual behind me is firstly complicit in attempting to defame an abused victim of Mohammed Hijab, but in response for me showing these content, the leaked messages on his group chat, he stole my friend's phone, got his Muslim boys to attack us all out of the flight that he didn't want to be in sexual scandal. The speakers at Speaker's Corner, like those at the hotels, are unintegrated Muslim jihadists that simply want to violently persecute Christians.
He's got a point. He does. Where was the police there? As I said, right now, the Met Police are in panic mode. They are releasing updated statements saying, well, what we really meant wasn't to ban other people who weren't there, but those who were there, 28-day ban. Then the second statement came and said, oh, what we meant was a specific type of people banned for 28 days. You can't protest. So 28 days later, you could go back and protest. It makes no sense because some of the people who they apparently have banned, they were already covering their faces. How on earth are you going to know who's whom? There's a whole different issue because the first issue, when they issued this Section 42 on the ground, they didn't say that. It was for everybody, right? The local residents are furious. They don't know what to do right now because some of them were standing down the pavement just watching the protest. Now they don't know if they can or can't. These guys can't change their mind. You know how they are. Mark Rowley, who's in charge of the Met, and obviously Sadiq Khan, who's the police commissioner in charge of the London Metropolitan Police. It's a mess. Nobody knows their own brief. They can't control anything. Let's get some reaction in the live chat. God's best friend, thank you for your super chat saying you lay in the Isle of Dogs. You get up with fleas. He also says Spitter's Corner instead of Speaker's Corner. David says, thank you for all your great reporting. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention, obviously, earlier on the previous live stream, we were out in London. Obviously, I was reporting from on the ground in North London. As we got to Baker Street, then they basically, we had to stop, and everybody basically just were told to leave. And so that kind of ended as we got to the final destination. That's why we didn't come back with the follow-up on that one. But obviously you can watch the whole march, what we did, what everybody did. We got a couple of anti-Semites in the live chat. Amazing. It says, you ain't British, you muppet. He can't even spell. How dare you? Can't you tell? I look extremely Anglo-Saxon. I'm very No, this face screams Persian. I never claimed to be Anglo-Saxon. Anyway, now, moving away from idiots who can't spell or speak English and going to some sane humans who are members of 2CTV Plus in the chat forum that we have. Of course, if you want to become a member of 2CTV Plus, make sure to download the 2CTV app, the home of geopolitical news, from your app stores today, and become a member to get access to documentaries, chat forum, and our podcast and everything else. Okay, so what's going on? Dawn says the illegals are making the resident citizens feel uncomfortable and unsafe, but they can stay. Make it make sense. Not just about staying or not staying. It's the biggest problem right now is the fact that their feelings are more important than the local residents in Canary Wharf and their safety, their actual safety. So my friends, couple of friends I have who live in the building next to the hotel, and they've been out protesting. They continue to say, and one of them, again, I can't name names, one of them has had some issues when it comes to the safety issues and not feeling safe, not actually being safe, not just feeling safe. They're told to shut up, but the illegal immigrants in the hotel, they will be protected if you hurt their feelings by protesting. You know, because your presence will cause alarm and distress. These are the wording from the Metropolitan Police. But they will still deny any two-tier policing. Idiots. Yeah. AFC Manager says it will be interesting to see if the Section 42 will be in effect for any pro-migrant, low IQ lefties that gather outside the hotel. No. So obviously they've updated their statements. So even initially, when they issued this Section 42, when they banned it, they basically told everybody. And you saw the video. Then, anybody who was protesting against the migrants. Then they said, well, what we meant was those who were there when we issued it. Then they changed it to, we meant some people. So specific group. You can't really define what group, but specific people. So they don't even know what they're saying right now. Just another mostly peaceful day in London-stan, the capital of England-stan. Yep, I know. I think that's why when I was doing the live stream earlier, a couple of hours ago, when we were in North London marching towards Baker Street, now I know why everything was peaceful for us, because all the chaos was elsewhere, so, including Hyde Park and Speaker's Corner. TNR Girl says, wasn't there a group of mothers protesting? Well, yeah, we reported on that on 2CTV earlier today. I think it was the first live report we did. Who are these people? The UK law and order is a joke. I feel sorry for our friends across the pond. Yeah, so obviously the late morning you had, and early afternoon you had the women's march, and this was all the women wearing pink. Mothers came with their children, and that was fine. Then obviously 3 o'clock onwards, that protest ended. Everybody else came from not just local areas, but also people from across London and other places. That's when things kind of kicked off. But there were a number of reasons for that. So there were a couple of bikes leaving the hotel, and people were accusing them of being the illegal migrants, using bikes to do Deliveroo and Uber Eats, basically the food delivery apps. People were very angry. Then there was a food delivery driver, again Deliveroo bike rider, that went to the hotel to deliver some food. People kicked off about that as well. And it's all these tiny things that happened that apparently caused alarm and distress. And then the police started arresting a lot of people. Frankie says it's disgusting that British patriots get banned from protests, but free Palestinians can carry on. Yep. Despite what it's interesting that the London Jews can't really claim that there is any alarm or distress towards them when the Islamists come out on the streets. In fact, the police will tell them to just stay away. What about the local residents, the women and girls in Canary Wharf, that they feel right now alarm and distress because of the illegal migrants living next door? Nobody cares. Cynthia says, so will the police issue any Section 42 to all the Muslim grooming gangs around the UK, causing extreme distress and harm to thousands of young British girls? Yep, I didn't think so either. Get back, how about you get back to policing the country fairly and without the two-tier prejudice? I don't know how the Canary Wharf protest turned into such chaos. It was peaceful earlier. That was a different protest. When the mothers and children were there, the police lost complete control of the situation. Exactly. As usual. But then even the mothers and that protest was undermined. Now they're also getting the blame. Everybody got the blame. Even if you're just standing there. These police forces in these weak leaders' countries are terrified of the Muslim mob, so it's easier for them to take their frustration out on the innocent to save face and keep peace with the Muslims. Absolutely ridiculous. Canada did it to us in 2022 with our freedom convoy, and now with all the Free Narnia protests, our countries are lost. I agree. And when the UK government and the policewoman, young girls, in family get raped, they stand up to protect the British patriots. I think there's a problem with the punctuation. Sorry, I couldn't read that properly. Traitors need to go. Tusi might not be Anglo-Saxon, but he's still my brother. Thank you, Lion. And AJ Audits says Section 42 was deemed unlawful by the High Court in May 2024 as the Home Secretary overstepped their powers when the Act was updated in 2023. Thank you for the update, AJ. That's interesting to know. I'll do some research on that, especially after what happened last time. There could be easily more backtracking happening soon, probably even tomorrow. Now, got a couple of more super chats on YouTube as well. Good luck saving England. It's tricky challenge. Marsh Cohen says, I think it's time for you guys to form your own ICE. Yeah, the government in Britain is very much against vigilantes. They will do a bigger crackdown on vigilantes than I mean, if you're expecting the citizens to form ICE, the government is not going to form ICE. That's not going to happen. They will arrest everybody. Keep it up, mate. Thank you. And Phil says, we need to ban masks, empowers the cowards. Yeah, I mean, at protests, I agree. Let's get some non-super chats as well. David says, Starmer will be gone soon, as was Mussolini, a similar dictator. I wish him no similar harm, but he is finished forever. Oh yeah, he's not going to become prime minister again. Pat says, hi Tusi, why are Antifa allowed to get away with wearing masks, whereas the Stop the Boats protesters are quite happy to show their faces? Are the Antifa and pro-asylum seekers off-duty cops possibly? There's been a lot of theories about plants and everything else that people were sent to cause trouble and be agitators. Although today, obviously, some of the people who were arrested, if you call them the Stop the Boats protesters, they were also covering their faces and they got arrested. But yes, the point still stands, as Pat says, that when the other side, the left, cover their faces and commit violence, the police will still stand around and just politely tell them to calm down. There's a whole difference in terms of the policing approach, which is completely chaotic. There's another comment in the live chat. What is this? The Brits should not be ashamed of the title white colonizer and to kick these sides back to their homelands. I would send them back in this same raft they came on. So I mean, most of the issues that we have is partly is obviously because of the Pakistani government, but that's just those who are from Pakistan. There's still a lot of other people who are from North Africa and the Middle East and elsewhere. And the Pakistani government don't want the Pakistanis back, so that's one thing. But the others, we have bigger issues, which means the British government is weak and feeble. At this point, they come across as they choose not to do it. But you have to, at one point, say, I don't care about international treaties. I will return people to where they came from. But they can't do it because they are very much still defenders of the world order as we have it, which means the international obligations that they have, they will rather protect that instead of prioritizing Britain, for example, or Canada, or any of the countries that are struggling and having the same issue, same crisis. Now, the police and government are lawless. I'm afraid there is no diplomatic way to sort this. It's quite interesting though, because when the government or the police, politicians or whoever they are, when they either make a mistake or go too far, because sometimes it's making a mistake, sometimes it's crossing the line, they can always get away with it because they could always say, oh, we'll learn from mistakes, or okay, that person is going to get punished. It's okay, slap on the wrist. When a citizen even accidentally makes a mistake, like at these protests or whatever they're doing, the crackdown on them is absolutely insane. The standards that the state is holding the citizens on is crazy. The citizens of the country, the British subjects, have to be perfect, have to behave perfect. You can't even make a mistake because the punishment will be huge. Whereas the police are allowed to make more mistakes every day. They could even cross the line and say, we've learned now, we are now upgrading our guidelines. It's interesting that the double standards, people keep talking about two-tier. The two-tier system that in the UK is not just about, white Brits and, for example, foreigners or migrants or the left wing. It's not even just that. The two-tier is also about those in the state, the authorities, and the normal citizens. It's completely fascinating. There has been some more reaction on X as well about this 28-day nonsense. There is this the Deliveroo driver, complete mess. So one of the reasons things escalated earlier, I'm going to show you this video, was because as I said, these food delivery apps. One of them is Deliveroo. There is a controversy around them anyway because a lot of the illegal immigrants are using those apps to make money illegally, by the way. But today there's also different controversies because these Deliveroo drivers were delivering food to the hotel where the migrants are, and obviously people would assume that this is the government ordering food on British taxpayers' money. So they were stopping one of the Deliveroo drivers from getting to the hotel, so the police had to escort the guy out. Watch this. Yeah, they literally had to take him away. It's like, yeah, it's not safe. What were they thinking? Like, what do they think is going to happen? In the middle of a protest, you were bringing in the Deliveroo guy on the Deliveroo bike after everything that I explained, the controversy. It's just a stupid idea. Like, if you have to do it, if you have to deliver the food, I'm just giving them some advice. Tell the guy to park somewhere else, give the food to one of the police officers, and the police officer could take it to the hotel. If you want to avoid that, well, firstly, just make sure you're not wasting taxpayers' money on that sort of nonsense. Give them beans on toast. They don't have to have expensive food. They could just have bread. Hostages in Gaza are not getting any food. Well, we're just feeding everybody. When they get to England, by the way, they get proper Domino's pizza on taxpayers and Deliveroo food and everything else, Uber Eats. Just give them bread, some potatoes. I don't care. But if you're going to do it, don't be stupid. What do you think was going to happen? I just can't deal with these idiots. Anyway, super chat from Libel saying, somebody translate a cop with the beard, please. It was the guy, that was the one who pushed the woman. Shoved the woman twice. Jason says, so you've got an officer of the law telling people who are legally protesting that they are causing distress to people that are illegally occupying a hotel. Is this where we are? That's a good summary. If you joined the live stream late, basically what Jason said is what's happened. I mean, that's the thing. So they are actually legally occupying the hotel as illegal immigrants. So they are more legal now, thanks to the government and the government support, than local residents who want to protest. It's just speechless. Anyway, this is the final time. Literally, we've got 2 hours left. Last time, you're going to be happy about this. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. Final time I'm going to mention, 9th of August in London, we are having the biggest ever international new media rally and conference, New Media Conference 2025. It's the final time you can get your tickets. We have a few tickets left. 2cevents.tv. Go on the website, check out the details. We've got a lot of great new media outlets coming from all around the world joining us. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be huge. And that's it. Last opportunity to book your tickets. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Maya 2C, and we are the media.